Meet me in Sukhasana or easy pose. So coming to seated, crossing your legs. Doesn't matter which foot is closer to your body, which foot's further away. Lift your shoulders up by your ears, roll them onto your back. Close your eyes. Focus on your breath here. Noticing the depth, the pace, any smoothness or roughness. Just all of the qualities as you breathe. Then bring your focus to your physical body, taking note of areas that may be tight, sore, asking for extra care today. Areas that may be a little more open and ready for a challenge. Notice areas that you may be tensing and engaging. And then tune into your state of mind. Notice any thoughts or feelings bubbling around in your head. So taking this scan of your energetic, your physical, and your mental bodies before you start today. Being mindful here, so observing without judgment. Now let's start to move from unconscious breathing to conscious breathing. I invite you to breathe in and out of your nose today using a balanced breath. So equal count on your inhale and your exhale. Doesn't matter what number you choose, how fast or slow you count. Find a pace that's going to be sustainable for this practice. And once you've established that pace, try to breathe a little bit deeper. Think of the way you fill a glass from the bottom up. So filling your torso with air and energy, starting in your low belly. Feel it expand with your inhale. Feel your ribs expand. And then your chest. As you exhale, releasing from the top down, relax your chest, your ribs, and your belly. Inhale, your belly inflates, your ribs expand outward, and your chest rises. Exhale, your chest lowers, your ribs draw back in, and your belly deflates. So the idea here is that you're tapping into your diaphragmatic breathing, your full belly breaths. It is a more calming breath for your nervous system, whereas breathing into your chest is more of a anxiety, stress, and responsive breath. Then going back to your physical body, I invite you to soften any areas that may feel a little tense. To let go of any muscular engagement you don't need to hold this shape. So relaxing your shoulders away from your ears, unclenching your jaw, your eyebrows. Maybe even relaxing your toes, your feet, your glutes a little bit more. Make sure you do keep some engagement through your core though. This is going to help you sit upright. And finally, coming back to your state of mind. Noticing the things that are bubbling around in your head now. Try setting those aside. Anything that's important to you will be waiting for you after your practice. And the things that are not so important to you, maybe you just practice letting those go. Take 2 more rounds of breath here. With your third inhale, bring your hands to your heart, Anjali Mudra, prayer hands, and flutter your eyes open. And moving with your own breath, allow your breath to be your rhythm to set your pace for this practice. Using your inhale, keep your palms together, lift your hands overhead. Exhale, open your arms wide and float your hands down to the floor. Inhale, flip your palms up, lift. Exhale, palms together and down to your heart. So this is flowing, moving with your own breath. Inhale, palms together and lift. Exhale, open wide and float down. Inhale, palms up and lift. And exhale, hands back down to your heart. Beautiful. From here, inhale, lift your hands up. Exhale, take a side bend to the right. So release your right hand down to the floor. Left arm reaches overhead. Make sure there's still space between your right shoulder and ear. Try to keep your neck long so there's no wrinkles in it. And then rather than focusing on how far you can bend, see how much sensation you can create. So reach your fingertips away from your armpit. Press your left hip down into the floor a little bit more. Just create that expansion through the left side body. One more big breath in. And a full breath out. With your next inhale, lift both arms overhead, sit tall. Exhale, same thing to the left. Left hand down, right arm reaches up and overhead. Space between your ear and shoulder. Reach those right fingertips away. Plant your right hip down. And feel this expansion through your right side body this time. Inhale, come back upright, and exhale, hands down to your heart, and meet me in tabletop. So coming to your hands and knees. If you like to pad your knees with a blanket, a towel, anything, feel free to set that down. So your wrists come under your shoulders, knees are right under your hips. And again, think about getting rid of any wrinkles in your neck. Stretch your neck out long. Crown of your head reaches forward rather than your gaze reaching forward. So your core is still engaged here. You're not letting your belly sag down to the mat. You're going to help keep your back safe throughout this practice. Press all 10 finger pads into the mat. Anytime you come into a position where you're bearing weight into your hands, you want to spread that weight all the way around your hands. If you just let your weight sink into the heel of your hand, it's going to fatigue your wrists a lot quicker. So think about pressing each of the finger pads down, your knuckles, spreading your weight all the way around your palms. Using your next inhale, hammock your belly, reach your heart forward. Keep pressing your hands into the mat, expand your chest. It's coming into cow pose, arching your back. Using an exhale, we're going to come into cat pose, rounding your back. Letting your head dangle down, still pressing into the mat. Separate those shoulder blades. Tuck your hips underneath a little bit. Inhale for cow. And exhale for cat. Now do this a few more times. And again, allow your breath to be your rhythm. Inhale for expansion. Exhale. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Let's take one more round just like this. And then meet back in tabletop. Returning to your neutral spine. Check in with your wrists. Make sure you're still spreading your weight throughout your hands. In this next option, you can stick with your traditional cow-cat, undulating your spine this way. If you'd like to bring some more movement to your joints, join me in inhaling for cow. Exhale, round your back just like you did for cat pose, but sink your hips towards your heels. Keep your hands glued to the mat so it's almost a child's pose. Inhale up through tabletop, hammock your belly, cow. Exhale, round and sit back. So again, this is just an option. There's always different reasons why you may want something other than what your instructor offers you. And that's totally fine. This is your time. This is your practice. It's all about making it your own. Let's take one more inhale here. And exhale back to a child's pose. So big toes come together. Broaden your knees towards the edges of the mat. Walk your arms out towards the front of your mat. Relax your forehead towards the floor. And breathe. With your inhale, you're going to lift your torso up off the mat, walk your palms under your shoulders, keep your knees and your toes right where they are. Coming into a variation of threading the needle to get some rotation through your spine. Inhale, stretch your right arm up towards the ceiling. Exhale, you're going to thread your right arm under your left, relax your shoulder down. You can keep this left hand right where it is. You can walk it forward. If you're ready for some more chest opening, reach it behind your back. One more breath here. Bring your left palm back under your shoulder if it's not already there. Use an inhale, press into the mat, lift your torso up, and come back to starting point, wrist under shoulders. Inhale, stretch your left arm out. Exhale, thread this arm under your right. Relax your shoulder down, your head, and then whatever feels good with this right hand. Maybe it's the same thing as the first side. Maybe it's something a little different. It's whatever feels right to you. Bring that right hand back underneath your shoulder. Inhale, press into the mat, lift up, and return. This time you're going to bring your knees back under your hips, preparing for a hovering tabletop. Just a few moments of it to really fire up your core, fire up your arms, and tuck your toes underneath. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift your knees just 2 inches off the mat, holding for 3, 2, 1, lift those hips up high, push them back, downward facing dog. So I like to offer starting with your knees bent super generously so you can really work on lengthening through your arms and your spine. And then you can practice putting down one heel, lifting it back up, putting down the other heel, and back up, and going back and forth here, pedaling out your dog. If you'd like, you can try lifting both heels and lowering at the same time. So starting to warm up the backs of your legs. Bring some more movement to the lower body. And then coming to stillness. So in your downward facing dog, it's totally okay to bend your knees and lift your heels as much as you need to. More important for you to keep that length in your spine than it is for your heels to touch or your legs to straighten. Use an inhale, look forward, take baby steps up to your hands. Bring your feet behind your wrists, grab onto opposite elbows, bend your knees so generously your belly rests on your thighs. Let your upper body dangle down in ragdoll. If you'd like to add some movement here, you can try rocking from side to side a little bit, maybe shaking your head and nodding your head. Then release your elbows. Using inhale, slowly, slowly, slowly roll your spine up. Find your way up to standing. Let your arms just dangle down limply. Maybe they rock around a little bit. Crown of your head is the last to rise. Relax your shoulders down your back. Bring your big toes to touch. A little space between your heels. Coming into mountain pose. Close your eyes. Tune back into your breath. Notice that nice calm breath. That supportive breath, that nurturing breath that you built in the beginning of your practice. If that's gotten away from you, take a moment to come back to it. If your breath is a little heavy or a little fast, maybe you extend your exhale for a few rounds to help calm it back down. Flutter your eyes open. Inhale, stretch your arms up tall. With an exhale, come into a baby back bend. So bending your elbows, reaching your heart up towards the ceiling just a little bit more. So make sure you're not pushing your belly and your hips forward. Keep those strong. Think about lifting your heart up, not just reaching back. With your inhale, return to your mountain pose. Arms overhead, tall spine. Bring your hands together and release your fingers. Leave your pointers free. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, take a side bend to the right. Your hips stay over your heels. And just like when we were warming up our spines in the beginning, it doesn't matter how far you bend. Think about creating that expansion, creating more space by pressing down through your left heel and reaching out through your fingertips. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, over to the left. Same thing, other side. May feel a little different on this side, that's fine. Find what feels right to you. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, fold forward. Bend those knees as much as you'd like. Let your head dangle down. Totally okay if your arms don't touch the floor. Inhale for a half lift. Walk your hands up to your shins or your thighs. Roll your shoulders onto your back. Keep your gaze towards the floor. So just like tabletop, you want a nice long line from your tailbone to the crown of your head. With your next exhale, float your hands back down to the floor and step back to tabletop. From tabletop, you're going to walk your knees back even further. Keep your wrists above your shoulders so you're creating a straight line between your knees and your shoulders. Rotate your elbow creases forward. Exhale, you're going to lower all the way down to the mat. Let your elbows bend backwards. Allow your arms to hug close to your chest, close to your ribs. Inhale, baby cobra. Your fingertips are lined up with the tops of your shoulders. Tops of your feet are pressing into the mat. Inhale, lift your chin and chest up. And notice if you're using your hands to push up or if you're using your back muscles. Maybe you lift your hands off the floor for a moment. With your next exhale, lower back down. Inhale to tabletop. Exhale, downward facing dog. So we'll try that pattern twice more. Inhale, look forward, walk your feet up to your hands. Exhale in your fold. Inhale, slowly rise. Exhale, relax in mountain pose. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, baby back bend with cactus arms. Inhale, lift your arms up, neutral spine. Interlace your fingers, pointers free. Exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale back to center. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale, melt forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, plant your palms. See if you can step back into that modified plank this time. If you need to come to tabletop first, that's fine. Exhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release down. Inhale, tabletop, and exhale, downward facing dog. One more time through. Inhale, look forward, walk your feet up to your hands. Exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly rise. And exhale, mountain pose. Inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side bend to the right. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, center. Exhale, melt forward. Inhale, half lift. Exhale to fold. Inhale, step back. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, release. Inhale, tabletop. And exhale, downward facing dog. Pedal it out for a few moments. Tune back into your breath. And coming back to stillness. Inhale, look forward. You're going to take a big step up with your right foot. So bring it up in between your hands. If it doesn't get all the way, just step as far as you can. Use your hands to help get it up there. You want to bring your knee above your ankle. From here, you're going to plant your left heel down. Allow your hips to turn towards the side. Slowly lift your torso up. Shoulders face the same way as your hips. Still bending into this right knee. Open your arms wide, warrior two. So notice that your hips are still over your shoulders. You're not reaching forward or backwards. You're not surfing. Make sure the weight is equal between your 2 feet. Then inhale, flip your right palm towards the ceiling, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, reverse warrior. Stretch your right arm up, let your left hand gently rest on the back leg. Lower body is exactly the same as that warrior two. Gaze can go up towards your right hand, keep looking forward, whatever feels good to you. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, peaceful warrior. So moving through the upper body, keeping the lower body glued right where it is as best as you can. Moving with your breath. This is flow. Let's take one more round here. Meet me in warrior two. Exhale here. Good. From here, we're going to cartwheel your hands down to the floor, lift up your back heel, coming onto the ball mound of your foot, and take a big step up to the front of your mat with your left foot. Exhale, forward fold. Good. Inhale, half lift, and exhale, fold. Inhale, slowly rise. And exhale, relax. All right, so we're going to come into a little bit of balance. I'm going to turn forward so you can see a little better. We're going to come into tree pose. So we're going to ground through this right leg first. So I like to rock forward and backwards, around on my feet, just to get that feeling of distributing the weight. So start to lift your left heel up. Maybe even taking your foot slightly off the floor so you can get that sensation of only being on one foot. Remember, you can always use a wall for support. So getting ready here, start to turn your left knee out to the side. Rest your left heel on your right ankle or slightly above it. So this is your kickstand. This is step one. If you'd like to try a little more, maybe you bring your foot up to your right calf. Make sure this left knee stays out to the side. It doesn't start to come forward. Good. So really try pressing your foot and your calf into each other. Press your right foot really hard into the floor. Grow a little taller. It's going to help you be more stable. If you'd like to move on from here, maybe you try bringing your hands to your heart. Or even overhead. Another inhale here. Exhale, slowly release. Go ahead and give that right ankle some swirls. Shake it out. Maybe wiggle your hips. We'll go to the other side. So grounding through your left foot this time. Start to shift your weight all the way around that left foot. And kickstand your right. Again, you can stay right where you are. This is enough for you. That's fine today. If you'd like to take that little bit more, bring your foot up onto your calf. Press the two together. Stand tall. Keep this right knee open. Make sure it's not wandering forward. And then maybe you bring your hands to your heart or even overhead. Another big breath in, and exhale, release nice and slow. Good, shake it out, swirl it out, and meet me back at the front of your mat. Inhale, stretch your arms up. Exhale, melt forward. Inhale, half lift, and exhale to fold. And this time you're going to take a big step back with the right foot. You're going to plant your heel down, let your hips and shoulders turn towards the side as you lift your torso up. So check in with that front knee again, make sure it's above the ankle. Hips and shoulders are stacked. Open your arms out wide. So coming into your warrior two in the other direction. One side may be a little more uncomfortable than the other, one side may be more willing than the other, and that's totally fine, that happens. Just work with what you got. Inhale, flip your left palm up, shift your shoulders forward. Exhale, peaceful warrior, reverse warrior. Right hand gently rests on your back leg. Lower body didn't move, even a smidge there. And then moving with your breath. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhale, peaceful warrior. Inhaling and exhaling. Moving with your own breath. If it takes you more than one breath to complete a movement, that's okay. Your breath comes first. Don't quicken your breath or slow your breath down just to match your movement. Find comfort and ease in how you're breathing and allow your movement to sync with that. Meet me back in warrior two. With an exhale, cartwheel your hands down to the floor, pick up your right heel, and step back to your downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in, and a full breath out. Inhale, shift forward, come forward into tabletop, untuck your toes, walk your hands back towards your legs, and sit. Bump your hips in either direction, swing your feet forward. From here, bend into your right knee. Option to keep it right where it is or hop it on the outside of your left leg. Inhale to sit tall. Exhale, turn to the right. You can hug your arm around your left thigh, your left arm with your right thigh. Yoga teachers don't know our right and our left. Just bear with us. So while you're here, you want to make sure your spine is in a straight line. You want to make sure you're not leaning backwards in order to reach the ground. You can always tent your hands or cupcake them. You can always use some sort of prop here. Your arm doesn't have to be straight. If you use a block and you need to bend your arm, go for it. The idea here is your spine is in neutral alignment while it's rotated. There's no curving of your spine, no side bending. Try to keep your shoulders even. Inhale, sit a little taller. Exhale, maybe you try peeking over your right shoulder. With your next inhale, gently start to untwist, turning your torso back forward. Unhop your foot and stretch your right leg out. Going into the other side, bend into your left knee. Keep it right where it is or hop your foot on the outside of your right leg. Inhale to sit tall. Exhale to turn to the left. Again, you can hug your thigh here. Left hand comes behind you for support. Shoulders even, spine is tall. Inhale, sit a little taller. Exhale, try peeking over your left shoulder. With your next inhale, gently untwist. Unhop your leg, straighten it out, shake it out, slap it out, whatever feels good. And then bring the soles of your feet together, let your knees come wide. Doesn't matter how much space you have between your heels and your body. Take as much or as little as you like. The closer your heels are to your body, the more sensation you're likely to feel in your hip flexors and your inner thighs. The more space you have between your heels and your body, you're more likely to feel sensation in your back, especially your lower back. So depending on what you're feeling today, choose your own adventure. Inhale to sit tall. Exhale, lean forward. Take a fold over your legs. You can have your elbows on the insides of your legs, gently applying pressure through your body weight, not through force, not through pushing. Or you can have your arms on the outside or inside. Allow your back to round gently, but keep some space between your chin and your chest. Make sure you're not doing a crunch here. Take one more big breath in and a full breath out. With your following inhale, slowly lift your torso back upright. Bring your knees together and meet me on your back. So we'll have one more little flow here before we rest down into Shavasana. Walk your heels in close to your body. See if you can line your heels up under your knees. If not, if there's more space today, that's fine. Plant your palms on the floor, nuzzle your shoulder blades closer together so your chest is nice and open. Take a deep breath in. With your exhale, lift your hips up towards the ceiling. So checking out your bridge pose before we flow with it. You want to make sure your knees stay aligned with your hips. They don't start to splay away from each other. You can always put a block or a book in between them to help remind them. So you can also imagine you're squeezing something in between your thighs to help keep that engagement. Relax your jaw, your chest, your shoulders. Deep breath in. Exhale, slowly lower your spine down to the floor. Next inhale, lift your hips right back up. Remember your breath comes first, movement syncs with that. Exhale to lower back down, one vertebrae at a time. So this will be option one, just going up and down with your hips. If you'd like to add a little more, you can get some rotation through your shoulders. Inhale, lift your right arm up and overhead. Exhale, float it back down. So your right arm is moving a little faster than your hips because there's more distance that it has to go. It's still syncing with your breath. And then try switching over to the left arm. And if you'd like, you can try putting both arms together at the same time. Take one more breath here. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. You can hold onto your knees, shins, thighs, whatever feels good to you. Reach your nose up towards your knees. Squeeze yourself into a little ball. And then release. Stretch your legs out long. Let your feet fall away from each other. Relax your arms on the floor. Muzzle your shoulder blades closer together. Close your eyes. Allow your breath to return to normal. Rest here for a few moments in corpse pose, Shavasana, your final relaxation. Take a scan of your physical body. Relax your toes, feet, and ankles. Relax your calves, shins, knees, and thighs. Relax your hips, buttocks, abdomen, and chest. Relax your low back, middle back, your upper back, and your shoulder girdle. Relax the upper arms, your elbows, your forearms. Relax your wrists, hands, and fingers. Relax your neck and relax your head. Notice if you're scrunching your eyebrows, clenching your jaw, squeezing your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Allow your face to relax. Relax your mind. Notice any thoughts or feelings that don't serve you. If you find anything you don't need to take with you today, inhale. Exhale, encourage it to move on and let go. Allow allow yourself to lie here still and relaxed in body and mind for a few more moments. Start to bring your awareness back to your mat. Start to bring your awareness back to your body. Bring some gentle movement to your body. Look at your toes, fingers, your ankles and wrists. Rock your head from side to side. Stretch your arms out long. Give your body whatever gentle movements it needs to help reawaken right now. As you're ready, hug your thighs towards your belly. Give yourself one more squeeze here. And gently roll over to the right side of your body. Use your right arm as a pillow. Hug yourself into the fetal position. Take a deep breath in and a full breath out. And as you're ready, press yourself up to seated and come to a comfortable seat. However that looks or feels to you right now. Maybe it's the crossed legs similar to what you did in the beginning. Maybe your legs are stretched out. Whatever feels good to you. Sitting with a tall spine. Use an inhale to stretch your arms overhead. And an exhale brings your palms together through your third eye, down to your heart. Inhale, lift the corners of your mouth to smile. Thank yourselves for stepping on your mat today and spending a little extra time, energy, and love on you. Namaste.